Peace and namaste, and welcome to Not Church. I'm Peter Panagore, MDiv, and I'm away this weekend, officiating at a family wedding. See you next Sunday. Today, don't worship people, said Jesus. We'll find more hidden mystical meaning in Thomas 15. Here it is. Jesus said, "When you all see one who has not been born of a woman, fall face down and prostrate yourselves. That one is your source." Many Christians figuratively fall face first in adoration to the person Jesus. Don't worship me. This is what he means, and he's always pointing us to his and our transcendental creator, maker, progenitor, birther, the one he calls Abba, Father. Stick around. There's more to come, but first, it's centering time. We begin with a centering practice in order to charge ourselves up for this and our lifetime journey interiorly, into the divine, into the temple of your heart. So let's slip into the now with a capital N and into the place beyond ideas and language, where there is peace. This peace can be felt, but not grasped by reason or knowledge. Jesus came to teach this inner peace. The trick is to just feel it, just be. When the nameless, capital N, remember what we talked about a long time ago now, when we were going through the beginning of Genesis, when the nameless energizes us, we may feel an energy tingle, a power, a quietness, a warmth, or maybe a subtle humming vibration. All a frequency, not to be grasped, not to be understood with the head, but to be experienced and felt. It is the holy place beyond the mind, which is your original now, your original self, and mine, always now. So let's take a minute or two and empty ourselves of ourselves. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. If you're led to here for the first time, if you've been led here, welcome. Pick a mantra, a chant, a prayer, maybe use something from your childhood, or I am loved. I use the Jesus prayer. Ride it on your breath into your belly and then back up through your nose. My advanced friends may wish, if they want to, focus on their third eye, breathing through your pineal gland down to the top of your spine right there, and back all the way down your spine to your root or sacral chakras, and then ride the same route back up again. To focus more quickly, to begin this process more rapidly, we chant 3 ohms aloud. Feeling our heart. Oh, vibration in our throat. Kind of up the jaw into the third eye. We vibrate, we feel the hum, we focus in the vocalization. And in this way, we drop a little more quickly into the centering place. Here we go. 3 ohms, a little bit of meditation. Gather ourselves together, share the radiance, energy, transference among us, between us, and within us. Don't worship people. In Matthew's, the Gospel of Matthew's Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus physically prostrated himself to the oneness, capital O, who he called Father. Pardon the patriarchy, please. As I like, let's take Thomas 15 and place it in the first person. Jesus is speaking. When I see the one who has not been born of human flesh, I fell prostrate on my face in adoration and surrender to the one who is my source, without beginning or end. Therefore, don't worship a human being. When you see or experience the oneness in their fullness for yourself, humility, vulnerability, and adoration, that is, a joy arises and surrounds and consumes and surrenders of yourself to the oneness. They are given and felt reactions. They are an experience. He describes the experience. They are your source. It is your source. That one is your source. Remember the paradox of plural and singular. Many things. The divine is many, many things in oneness. There is no things at all. Oh, I know, confusing. Don't grasp it with your mind. Feel for it with your heart. These are experiences that he had that we can have. They are felt reactions. Jesus fell prostrate in a mystical experience of oneness of being and saw himself for who he was and is in the fullness of mystical ascension. This Thomas 15 is another expression of his own experience. And here it is again, the way you first heard it here this morning. Jesus said, when you all see one who has not been born of a woman fall face down and prostrate yourselves, that one is your source. I'm a witness. I witness, Pentecostal, I witness, but not really Pentecostal, but divine witness. I have fallen prostrate into the source, into the almighty maker of the universes, and all the life within them. I was known by the knower. I come as a witness. I say that what I saw is what Jesus saw, what he describes here, and often throughout all of the sayings of Jesus and the canonical and non-canonical gospels. Jesus points to what came to be called the Christ consciousness, the cosmic sentience, the one. That one is your source. When you meet that one, surrender to it, the one not born human. Personally, during my NDEs and ascensions, I felt prostrate and worshiped only source. I had no physical body, but the prostration was of my soul, of my deeper self, in recognition of the highest, most all creator of all there is, far greater than little itty bitty me. Even though I'm a part of it, in the consciousness of my separate self, awash in the oneness, I am prostrate to it. I surrender to it until I become no more. Those who have known me, Peter, know I point to no human being, least of all myself. I advise you to pick the one source who is within you and is you. And this is the message that Jesus was trying to teach us. lost in the centuries through overlays of misinterpretation, through his original ecclesiastical deification, when they proclaimed him who he never proclaimed himself to be. Yes, he and the oneness before Abraham was, I am. Before Abraham was, I am. That I am is the source of all there is. And yes, he proclaimed himself as that. And I tell you, I am of the same as you are. We are all of this same substance, Buddha nature, Christ consciousness, call it cosmic sentience, if you will. Call it no name, call it the name. Worship no human, no person, no personality, no false self. All of them, all of us are temporary in our physical form. If you crave the eternal light, aim at the eternal light. Aim your emptiness and surrender at it. I was infilled with the light, adoration, the light, adoration, and sweet surrender over and over again in my lifetime, in this physical life, in my deaths. This other time, I saw and experienced and found myself in awe of my false self compared to the ultimate unlimited beauty of truth. I saw my physical self in comparison to infinity, to the over powerful sentient being that is radiating life itself. And I saw myself, my physical self, as nothing and surrendered to it. And in the surrender, found the love inside, experienced the beauty of the being of the divine self. Each mystical experience leaves a feeling of being born again, a new identity. One emerges as a new person, a renewed person, less burdened by living in an aging physical body. Back in human life, after my near-death experiences or after my ascensions that I didn't plan and didn't make, that just happened to me, I'll be talking about these more. I'm writing about them now on another project. Back in human life, because of these experiences, my meditation practice became about prostration. The prostration of myself, a self-silencing practice of false self-surrender. I use my egoic mind to silence my false self and goad it into surrendering, into the now, into these. I mentioned this morning. This is Tuesday what day is this? Wednesday, when I'm recording this. I talked about Satori. Satori in the meditation video. This is the slipping of the self into Satori, into Samsadi, into Nirvana, into heaven. It's surrender, a prostration of the self, which oddly gives you access to your higher self. When you prostrate your lower self, your human self, your fearful self, your false self, it gives access to the higher self. This is why meditation has been practiced globally for centuries by mystics and contemplatives. It gives you access to your true self because you are part of the oneness of the divine. That is your original self. You're not separate from it. Remember who you are. Remember who you are here and find a level of freedom that you need to live your life by aiming there. Remember who you are. Drop inside the peace that surpasses all understanding that lives inside yourself, little bits at a time, practicing daily, experiencing this in your actions in the world around you, stopping a moment to listen, to the world around you. And even if the world crashes in on you after your meditation, after your centering, that centering will give you a recess, a reset, a respite, a space inside your life to feel the peace that you actually are. And the next time when you're near nature, let nature pray for you. Be in the stillness in a moment of the now, consciously breathing, listening, looking, and feeling. Let your breath help you listen. Look and feel. Experience nature speaking to your soul. Find your now there. If you have trouble in the meditation life, find it in both if you can. The source, the capital S, is what you feel in nature when you listen to the evening thrush, to the hermit thrush at sunset, as the crickets speak and the sun is quieting everything to darkness. That listening to the song of the bird touches the soul and brings you into the thoughtless now. Satori. No thoughts, just listening to the sounds with open eyes and not thinking, soaking in the beauty. This is an experience of the now in the body. To summarize, don't worship people. Don't worship a person. None of them, none of us are real. All of us are temporary. And you will see that for yourself. I promise you, you will see that for yourself. You will see that only the source is real. O-T-S-R, only the source is real, capital letters. Only the source is real. Set your anchor there and find stability here. Your salvation, ascension, and connection come from surrendering to the one who is the source of all there is. Not just this world, this human world, not your world, not my world alone, not Earth, but the universe and the multiverse. All there is. Prostration of the false self, the fearful self, in worship of the one who is source of all. This, oh yeah, Peter, that's so cute. My Yaya used to say to me, this is temporary. This little flesh, it goes away. Remember who you are. You're one with the source of all. Thanks for listening, everybody. You can please join Dr. Kendall Gilligan today, Dr. Kendall Gilligan today for Mystic Chai Salon. You can find the link below. I'm away, right? Thanks, Kendall, for stepping in. Mystical conversation among globally oriented mystics from all over the world. That is really kind of what I mean. So peace and namaste, my friends. Oh, and hey, Readers of Heaven is Beautiful. I invite you to drop by Amazon and please rate my book, drop a star or two or more, 5, or maybe write a review. Thank you very much. Thanks. And please subscribe and like, of course. And thanks for the financial support. It really makes it possible for me to be here. If you're fed by being here, then please like and subscribe, and please help keep me going. Give it peterpanagore.Love or book a private session there. Conversation, consultation, counseling, peterpanagore.Love. So we're going to end with a little bit of meditation. So I'm going to say namaste now and close my eyes and join you all in a little bit of breath work. See you soon. Thanks for being here.